जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानंद जय ब्रजजनरञ्जना जय यशोदानंद जय ब्रजजनरञ्जना जय यशोदानन्दना जय ब्रजजनरञ्जना जय यशोदानन्दना जय ब्रजजनरञ्जना जय यमुना तिरवनचारी जय कुञ्ज विहारी जय यमुना तिरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुना तिरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुना तिरवनचारी जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव रमाई की जय। राधा माधव की जय। नरसिंह भगवान की जय। पंचतत्व की जय। षड गोस्वामी की जय। गुरु परंपरा की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरुदेव की जय। तागो हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the many means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके bhaktir neshtuki. By regular attendance in classes in the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. In loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So Hare Krishna, Prabhupada Mataji, thank you very much for joining this Srimad Bhagavatam session. I share the screen for today's two verses from 4th canto, 19th chapter, verse number 27 and 28. So first let us recite 27. Tamrit Tamrit sorry Tamrit Vijashakra Vadhabhisandhitam विचक्ष्य दुष्प्रेक्ष्यमसह्यरमसम् निवारयामासुरहो महामते न युज्यते प्रचोदितात् त्वं रेत्विजशक्रवधाभिसन्धितम् विचक्ष्य दुष्प्रेक्ष्यमसह्यरमसम् निवारयाम् आसुरहो महामते न युज्यते प्रचोदितात्. Any one of you can recite?
Hare Krishna, may I try, Prabhuji?
Yes, Madhavi.
Tam ritvijashakravadhabhisandhitam vichakshya dushprekshymasahya ramhasam nivarayamasurho mahamate na yujyate tranyavadah prachodhitat.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Madhavi.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Synonyms word to word meaning. Tam, King Prithu. Ritvijaha, the priests. Shakravadha, killing the king of heaven. Abhisandhitham, thus preparing himself. Vichakshya, having observed. Dushpreksham, terrible to look at. Asahya, unbearable. Ramhasam, whose velocity. Nivarayam, Nivarayam, Nivarayam Asuhu. They forbade. Aho, oh. Mahamate, O great soul. Na, not. Yujyate is worthy for you. Atra, in this sacrificial arena. Anya, others. Vadaha, killing. Prachodhitat, from being so directed in the scriptures. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Please hear the translation and purport. When the priests and all the others saw Maharaj Prithu very angry and prepared to kill Indra, they requested him, O great soul, do not kill him, for only sacrificial animals can be killed in a sacrifice. Such are the directions given by Shastra. Purport. Animal killing is intended for different purposes. It tests the proper pronunciation of Vedic mantras, and an animal being put into the sacrificial fire should come out with a new life. No one should ever be killed in a sacrifice meant for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. How then could Indra be killed when he is actually worshipped in the yajna and accepted as part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Therefore, the priests requested King Prithu not to kill him. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, said the 28th verse. Vayam marutvantamihārtaknāsanam vayamahe tvachravasahatattusham ayatayamopahaveranantaram prasahya rajan juhavamate hitam. Vayam marutvantamihārtanāsanam vayamahe tvachravasahatattusham ayatayamopahaveranantaram prasahya rajan juhavamate hitam. Any one of you can recite. Anybody else wants to recite? Okay, we go to the word
Hare
meaning.
Krishna.
Yes,
May I
ma'am.
try, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Vayam maruttvanta miharthanashanam hyahva yahyamahe tvachravasa hatastvitam aya ayatayamo pahavairanantam prasahya rajan juhavam te hitam.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
thank
Krishna.
you. Word
You
to
might
word meaning,
translate,
synonyms.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Vayam, we. Marutvantam, King Indra. Iha, here. Artha, of your interest. Nashanam, the destroyer. Vayamaye, we shall call. Tvat Shravasa, by your glory. Hatat Tusham, already bereft of his power. Hayatayat Yama, never before used. Upahavaihi, by mantras of invocation. Anantaram, without delay. Prasahya, by force. Rajan, O king. Juhavama, we shall sacrifice in the fire. Te yo, ahitam, enemy. Translation purport by Divine Shilpupad, Ki Jai. Dear King, Indra's powers are already reduced due to his attempt to impede the execution of your sacrifice. We shall call him by Vedic mantras, which were never before used, and certainly he will come. Thus, by the power of our mantra, we shall cast him into the fire because he is your enemy. Purport. By chanting the Vedic mantras properly in a sacrifice, one can perform many wonderful things. In Kali Yuga, however, there are no qualified brahmanas who can chant the mantras properly. Consequently, no attempt should be made to perform such big sacrifices. In this age, the only sacrifice recommended is the Sankirtana movement. Hare Krishna, Krishna Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Gyan Tamarandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swabhadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagarajatam Sahagana Raghunatamitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Saganalita Shri Vishakhatamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vandavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhayeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Yonta Pravishya Mamavacha Mima Prasuptam Sanjeevayati Akhil Shakti Dharaswadhamna Anyam cha hasta charana shravanato gadin prananamo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam mukam karoti vacharam pangam langete girim yakripatamam vande paramanamatam namo vishnuvaya krishna krishna bhutale Srimati Mahavishnu Swamiti Navani namo vishnuvaya krishna krishna bhutale Nita Bhakti Vedanta Swami Navani Nirvisheshwani Vastasthani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Hare Krishna Krishna. So, Hare Krishna, Louis Mataji, thank you for joining and keeping your appointment, Krishna, today, 12th of November 2020. The two verses, 4th canto, 19th chapter, verse number 27 and 28. So, you just saw, no? When the priests and all the others saw Maharaj Prathu very angry and be prepared to kill Indra, they requested him to not kill him because only animals, sacrificial animals can be killed. And these are as per the directions, they say. And they said, no, when the purpose animal killing is intended for different purposes. Moreover, it tests the proper pronunciation of Vedic mantras. And the interesting thing is, an animal being put into the sacrifice fire should come out with a new life. So no one should ever be killed in a sacrifice meant for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. So how then can Indra be killed when he is actually worshipping the yajna and accepted a part and parcel of Supreme Lord Krishna? So therefore, the priest requested King Prithu to not kill him. See, there are many activities in the Vedic literature which are subjects of contention. For instance, it is said that an animal can be killed in a sacrifice. Yet some maintain that animal killing is completely abominable. Although animal killing in sacrifice is recommended in the Vedic literature, no, the animal is not considered to be killed. The sacrifice is to give a new life to the animal. That is more important. Sometimes the animal is given a new life after being killed in the sacrifice. And sometimes the animal is promoted immediately to the human form of life. But there are different opinions among the sages. Some say that animal killing should always be avoided. And others say that for a specific sacrifice, it is good. So all these different opinions on the sacrificial activity are now being clarified by Krishna himself. I think if you see in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, this is given the third verse purport. And in the whole chapter, you can see different ways. See, in Bhagavatam 4.7.33 purport, Prabhupada says, animals were offered in sacrifice in order to give them renewed life. And that was the purpose of having animals there. Prabhupada says offering an animal in sacrifice and giving him renewed life was the evidence of the strength of chanting mantras. That was the power. Unfortunately, in the episode of Daksha, right, when Daksha's sacrifice was devastated by Lord Shiva, some of the animals were killed. And one was killed just to replace the head of Daksha. So their bodies were lying about. And the sacrificial arena was turned into a crematorium. So the real purpose of yajna was lost, right? So Lord Vishnu, being the ultimate object of such sacrificial ceremonies, was requested by the wives of the priests to glance over the yajna arena with his costless mercy, so that the routine work of the yajna might be continued. So the purport is that the animals should not be unnecessarily killed. They were used to prove the strength of the mantras and were to have been rejuvenated by the use of the mantras. So they should not have been killed, right? As they were by Lord Shiva to replace the head of Daksha with an animal's head. It was pleasing to see an animal sacrificed and rejuvenated. And that pleasing atmosphere had been lost. So therefore the wives of the priest requested that animals be brought back to life by the glance of Lord Vishnu to make a pleasing yajna. See, animals like horses and cows, they were offered in sacrifice to test the proper execution of the sacrifice. Otherwise, there was no purpose in killing the animals. Actually, the animal was offered in the sacrifice to get again we see that, rejuvenated life. Generally, an old animal was sacrificed in the fire, and it would come out again in a youthful body. Some of the rituals, however, did not require animal sacrifice. So in the present age, animal sacrifices are forbidden. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu states, Ashwamedam Gavalambham Sanyasam Paltrikam Devarena Sutotpattim Kalo Pancha Vivarjayet. That is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila 17.164. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, so in this age of Kali, 5 acts are forbidden. The offering of a horse in sacrifice, the offering of a cow in sacrifice, the acceptance of the order of sannyasa, the offering of oblations of flesh to the forefathers, and a man's begetting children in his brother's wife. These are 5 things forbidden. Such sacrifices are impossible in this age due to the scarcity of expert brahmanas, right, who are able to take responsibility, right? So in the absence of these, Sankirtana Yajna is recommended. Yajna Sankirtana Prayar Yajanti Sumedasaha. Bhagavatam 11.532 says. See, after all, sacrifices are executed for what? To please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yajna Artha Karma. So such activities should be carried out for the Supreme Lord's pleasure. So in this age of Kali, the Supreme Lord in his incarnation of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should be worshipped with his associates by performance of Sankirtan Yajna. That is the congregation chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this process is accepted by intelligent men. Yajna Sankirtana Praye Yajanti Sumedasaha. So the word Sumedasaha refers to intelligent men who possess very good brain substances, purposes. See, another significant point in this verse is that there were animals for sacrifice, okay? And that these animals were meant for sacrifice does not mean that they were meant to be killed. So the great sages and realized souls assembled, they were performing yajnas, and their realization was tested by animal sacrifice. Just as in modern science, tests are made on animals to determine the effectiveness of a particular medicine. So the Brahmanas entrusted with the performance of yajna, they were all very realized souls. And to test their realization, an old animal was offered in the fire and rejuvenated. But that was the test of a Vedic mantra. So the animals gathered were not meant to be killed and eaten. The real purpose of sacrifice was not to replace the slaughterhouse, but to test Vedic mantra by giving an animal a new life. Animals were used to test the power of Vedic mantras, not for meat. Prabhupada says in 446 purport. See, according to Karmakandiya, the process of fruitive activities, a person performs various sacrifices directed by the Vedas. And in all those sacrifices, animal killing, okay, or experimenting on the life of animals to test the power of Vedic mantras is enjoined. It is there. So animal killing is certainly conducted under the influence of the mode of ignorance, actually. See, even though one may be religiously inclined, okay, animal sacrifice is recommended in the Shastras, not only in the Vedas, but even in the modern scriptures of other sects. So these animal sacrifices are recommended in the name of religion. But actually, animal sacrifice is meant for persons in the mode of ignorance. And when such people kill animals, they can at least do so in the name of religion. However, when the religious system is transcendental, like the Vaishnava religion, there is no place for animal sacrifice. Such a transcendental religious system is recommended by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma shuchah. What does he say? Krishna says, abandon all varieties of religion and surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Ma shuchah. See, because King Prachini Maharishya, he was engaged in performing various sacrifices in which animals were killed. So Narada Muni pointed out that such sacrifices are influenced by the mode of ignorance. See, from the beginning of Bhagavatam 1.1.2, it is said, Dharma projita kaitavo atra. All kinds of religious systems that are involved in cheating, they are completely kicked out of Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Bhagavata Dharma, the religion dealing with one's relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, animal sacrifice is not recommended. In the performance of Sankirta Yajna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, there is no recommendation for animal sacrifices. That's why in the 28th verse, no, dear king, Indra's powers are already reduced due to his attempt to impede the execution of your sacrifice. We shall call him by Vedic mantras, which were never before used, and certainly will come. Thus, by the power of our mantra, we shall cast him into the fire because he is your enemy. So the purport Prabhupada says, no, by chanting the Vedic mantras properly in a sacrifice, one can perform many wonderful things. That is rejuvenating, right? But in Kali Yuga, there are no qualified brahmanas who can chant the mantras properly. So no attempt should be made to perform such big sacrifices. So in Kali Yuga, only sacrifice is Sankirtan Yajna. See, how to improve and purify the quality of our existence in the day-to-day dealings. Instead of animal killing, slaughterhouse, eating meat, all, right? So, 113.47, it says, those who are those who are of hands are prey to those who have hands. Those who devoid of legs are prey for the four-legged. The weak are the subsistence of the strong. And the general rule holds that one living being is food for another. See, Prabhupada explains in the purport, no one is strong enough to protect himself from the onslaught of a stronger. Right? And by the will of the Lord, there are systematic categories of the weak, the strong, and the strongest. There is nothing to be lamented if a tiger eats a weaker animal, including man, because that is the law of the Supreme Lord. But although the law states that a human being must subsist on another living being, there is the law of good sense also. For the human being is meant to obey the laws of the scriptures. This is impossible for other animals. Human being is meant for self-realization. And for that purpose, is not to eat anything which is not first offered to Krishna. The Lord accepts from his devotee All kinds of food preparations made of vegetable, fruits, leaves, and grains. Fruits, leaves, and milk in different varieties can be offered to the Lord. And after the Lord accepts the foodstuff, devotee can partake of the prasada, by which all sufferings in the struggle for existence will be gradually mitigated. So this is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.26. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti apartam ashnami prayatatmanah. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Even those who are accustomed to eat animals can offer foodstuff, not to the Lord directly, but to an agent of the Lord under certain conditions of religious rites. See, injunctions of scriptures are meant not to encourage the eater of animals, but to restrict them by regulated principles. See, the living being is a source of subsistence for other stronger living beings. No one should be very anxious for his subsistence in any circumstance because there are living beings everywhere. And no living being starves for want of food at any place. Exploitation of weaker living being by the stronger is a natural law of existence. There is always an attempt to devour the weak in different kingdoms of living beings, correct? There is no possibility of checking this tendency by any artificial means under material conditions. It can be checked only by awakening the spiritual sense of the human being by practice of spiritual regulations. The spiritual regulative principles, however, do not allow a man to slaughter weaker animals on one side and teach others peaceful coexistence. On one side killing, peaceful. No. How can you expect peaceful coexistence in human society? The blind leaders must therefore understand the supreme being, right? And then try to implement the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God, Ram Rajya, is impossible without the awakening of God consciousness in the mass mind of the people of the world. See, my Guru Maharaj explained that in this age, we are going to be mad after the struggle of existence. We are going to be mad after the struggle of existence. Simply for the sake of advancement and to maintain our standard of our status in so-called society. So for the sake of so-called advancement, we have adopted the expertise skill. What is that? To divert our traditional and simple lifestyle to the complexities of the modern and advanced Western lifestyle. We are getting more and more advanced day by day. And we feel proud to be. But the thing is, are we really qualified to be proud? By forgetting our constitutional lifestyle, how one can claim to be proud? We are simply running bankrupt from our natural constitutional tendency, which is allotted to each and every living entity, according to his natural position and order of the law of Krishna. So each and every living entity is having its own instinct, etiquette for eating, drinking, everything, right? For example, a carnivore animal like a lion eats meat, which is its natural tendency. And his digestive system is also functioning according to his natural eating etiquette by Krishna's arrangement. But for human beings, it is different etiquette. And his digestive system is also functioning according to it, right? So to digest the foodstuffs like leaves, grains, fruits, milk, that's good. Then how can it be possible to practice different eating etiquette? It is the etiquette of the demon to eat beyond his allotted quota. Just imagine, if carnivorous animal eats chapati, dal, rice, sabji, will it work for him? No. Then how can meat and flesh will work for us? So this law of etiquette is nicely arranged by Krishna. And according to different constitutional tendency, each and every living entity is bound to obey the law and order of the Supreme Lord Krishna. Demons are none, right? Demons are, but those who disobey the law and orders of the Supreme Authority Krishna, they are demons. Actually, there are no demons, but those who disobey, they are demons. So as soon as the spiritual tendency decreases, killing tendency increases. So advancement does not mean to kill our tradition. If a man does not allow the animals peaceful coexistence, how can he be expecting peaceful existence in human society? There is no possibility of checking this tendency by any artificial means. It can be checked only by awakening the spiritual sense. There is a very nice, my Maharaj used to sing a Gujarati poem composed by Narsi Mehta, great devotee of Krishna from Saurashtra. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे. The person who is conscious of other living entities, other living entities suffering, is known as Vaishnava. The person who is conscious of other living entities' sufferings is known as Vaishnava. My Guru Maharaj also gave the example of a donkey. See that if we may offer some eatables to donkey like cigarette, alcohol, tea, coffee, or any other intoxicants, the donkey simply turns his face from those stuffs. No matter we may serve him the highest brand, still he will refuse to take it. But if we offer the same to human beings, he would be eager to grab it and take it. See, on one end there is a donkey who is not concerned with good or bad, or with any social status, right? Or with any personal interest or hobby, even though he knows what to consume and what not. Have you anybody seen a donkey holding a cigarette on his mouth or a glass of whiskey or something with him? No. Why? Because that is not his constitutional tendency. And on the other hand, there is a human being who possesses a sense of judgment, rationality, and all that, right? But still is consuming such harmful and unconstitutional stuff. In all this intoxicants, we can find, see, there is a statutory warning printed on the cover, right? Consumption is harmful for health. Even then, we do not consider this warning. That too, by the manufacturer himself, he is writing. We are eager to consume it for the sake of our sense gratification, for society, for status, right? To mark an impression on others. Why is that so? What to do with this type of unhealthy and unconstitutional pressures? We are simply breaking the law and orders of the Supreme Authority Krishna and spoiling the very vitality of our human life. See, even a lower intelligence species of animal, they have the sense of what to eat and what not to eat. But human being, although possessing higher intelligence amongst all the species, is dumping anything in his mouth, no matter whether it is suitable or not. Or is it against the law? And so it is, see, against the law of Krishna, right? Even then they take it. So as a result of disobeying the law and order of the Supreme Authority Krishna, we are suffering and ailing from many incurable diseases like cancer, ulcer, right? And many more to be introduced. It's simply stated that if we disobey the law and order of the Supreme Authority, then there will be automatically fixed punishment awaiting for each disobedience at the next door. So we should all cultivate the constitutional etiquette in our day-to-day life and to practice the Harinam around the world, to preach everyone, to each and every fallen soul. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So we should pray at the lotus feet of Guru, Prabhupada and Krishna, right? So that we remember these instructions always and practice the same in our day-to-day lives and improve the quality of our existence. There's something known as jewel of freedom. One day, a female eagle was flying over a place where some hens and chickens were living. At that time, the eagle was pregnant. And because of some shock, her egg fell down from the stomach. One hen went and sat on top of that egg and started incubating and slowly developing motherly affection for that eagle's egg. Now, in course of time, what happened? Baby eagle came out of the egg, but was looking very ugly. The hen, on seeing the ugly baby, thought of killing the baby. But one wise hen advised her to wait and see how it grows. So the baby eagle slowly grew its wings, became very strong, and it outgrew the other chickens also. Now all the chicken and the hens felt complete protection as no other preying animal opposed the chickens. One day, the eagle told the hen that it is having a deep craving to fly in the air. But the hen discouraged the vulture by saying that if he tries to fly, it will fall down, and that it is an unnatural thought for him. So the eagle continued to live amongst the chickens, completely forgetting its natural identity. So one day, a Brahmana came to this place and saw that the eagle, which was supposed to be the king of the birds, was living in a very incompatible environment, no? Feeding on chicken stool. Brahmana, out of great compassion for that eagle bird, he took the eagle to the top of the building and threw the eagle, hoping that it would open its wings. But the eagle had so much forgotten its original identity, it fell down with a bang. The Brahmana was greatly grieved, no? Looking at the sad plight of the eagle. He was very much determined to remind the eagle of all its power. He forced the eagle to look at the sun. And slowly the eagle started making the sound of real eagle. Although it was very painful in the beginning, the eagle slowly started gaining strength and started to soar to great heights in the sky. So this story is an analogy which points to the position of the living entities. We have forgotten our Atma Jnana, the knowledge of the soul. And we are living a life under the clutches of the material energy, just like the eagle which lived in the world of chickens. Then by our great good fortune, there comes the spiritual master and gives us the awakening call. Oh living entity, how long will you sleep in this condition in the lap of the illusionary energy? Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, out of great compassion for the suffering living entities, is calling out, He neshi aushadhi maya, nashi baro lagi. He neshi aushadhi maya, nashi baro lagi. Hari Nam Mahamantra, leo tumi magi. Very beautiful bhajan, right? He says, I have brought the medicine to awaken every living entity from perpetual sleep. Please receive the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and awaken. In Katha Upanishad 1.3.14 it said, Uttishta Jagartha Prapya Varan Nibodhata. O living entity, you are sleeping in this metal world. Please get up and take advantage of your human form of life. In this way, when we hear this clarion call, no, to look up to the Krishna Surya, then the memory of our original identity comes forth. And a sweet feeling, no, of yearning to be with the Lord, it arises within our heart. On seeing the deities, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting holy names, engaging in other devotional services. So we being the marginal energy of the Lord, we have a valuable jewel with us. And that is the Swatantra Ratna. So the jewel of freedom to choose to be with the internal energy of the Lord or be lost in the external energy, right? Every day morning we have this freedom of choice with us. Will I chant Krishna's name with love and attention? Or will I cause my soul to be entrapped in the miserable, awkward conditions of life? See, let us not misuse this greatest jewel of independence and free will. Let us pray to Krishna. Oh my Lord, as powerful as fire, O omnipotent one, now I offer you all obeisances, falling on the ground at your feet. Oh my Lord, please lead me on the right path to reach you. And since you know all that I have done in the past, please free me from the reactions to my past sins so that there will be no hindrance to my progress. This is Ishopanisa Mantra 18. See, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Narada Muni says a very beautiful verse, 10, 10, 14. If only we understand the real import of that verse, we will never dare to give pain to others. Yata kantaka vidango, janto nechati tam vyatham, jiva samyam gato linger, na tatha vidya kantakaha. By seeing their faces, one whose body has been pricked by pins, can understand the pain of others who are pin pricked. Realizing that this pain is the same for everyone, he does not want others to suffer in this way. But one who has never been pricked by pins cannot understand this pain. See, one common thing for all living entities in this world is, what is the common thing for everyone? Suffering. For a rich person, maintaining his wealth is a cause of anxiety. And for a poor man, to make ends meet will be a great struggle. For a person who has got a job, sustaining the job, growing in his career, they're all a challenge. For a person who is jobless, finding a job itself is a great challenge. And for persons who are not married, finding good life partner will be a challenge. And for married people, tolerating and adjusting with a life partner will be trouble. For people who don't have children, to beget a child would be a great source of anxiety. And for those who have children, to bring them up safely, provide good education, setting them in life would be a great source of anxiety. So everyone in every stage is experiencing some kind of pain or the other. But most of the time, when we interact with living entities, we forget. We forget this. End up blaming, scolding, criticizing, fighting with each other. See, thereby we are simply adding pain to their already painful existence. Hare Krishna, Mataji, could you please mute yourself? So in the wonderful purport to this verse, Prabhupada says, there is a saying, the happiness of wealth is enjoyable by a person who has tasted the distress of poverty. There is also another common saying. A woman who has not given birth to a child cannot understand the pain of childbirth. Unless one comes to the platform of actual experience, one cannot realize what is pain and what is happiness in this material world. So the laws of nature act accordingly. If one has killed an animal, one must himself be killed by that same animal. This is called mamsa. Mam means me and sa means he. As I am eating an animal, that animal will have the opportunity to eat me. In every state, therefore, it is ordinarily the custom that if a person commits murder, he is hanged. There are some very valuable lessons which we need to learn from this purport. Number one, the happiness of wealth is enjoyable by a person who has tasted the distress of poverty. See, many times when we are having some particular suffering, we become very morose, right? We wonder why Krishna is doing this to us. As per the example of wealth given here, only when we undergo distress of poverty, we'll be able to appreciate the value of wealth. So there is also saying the value of shade is so known only when we are exposed to heat. So if we are deprived of something, it's only because Krishna is helping us to understand the value of it. So that when he later bestows the same, we will not land up misusing it. Very powerful point. Second is, a woman who has not given birth to a child cannot understand the pain of childbirth. Srimati Draupadi was ready to forgive Ashwatthama, the son of Kripi, who had killed all her 5 sons while sleeping. Although she was in much pain, she told Arjuna, "My lord, do not make the wife of Dronacharya cry like me. I am agreed for the death of my sons. She need not cry constantly like me." This is an amazing act of kindness, no? Exhibited by Draupadi Mata. Being a mother herself, she knew how much pain it is to lose her children. She knew that Kripi is already suffering the loss of her husband Dronacharya. So she did not want to add more pain by killing her son as well. This is a very important lesson for all of us to follow. When somebody harms us, our innate nature is to tit for tat. Dekh lunga. Even if no one harms us, no, we like to harm others. But here we find Mother Draupadi exhibiting a very wonderful quality of pure devotee by not counteracting to the offense done by Ashwatthama. Another example of this transcendental quality is exhibited by Jesus Christ, who was nailed on the cross, but still he prayed to the Lord to forgive those offenders, that they do not suffer for their sins. This is the second. The third point is, if one has killed an animal, one must himself be killed by that same animal. Hurting does not stop with human beings alone. If we harm or hurt any living entity, we are bound to face the reaction of the same. So, meat eating is very much forbidden. In Bhagavatam, in a very unparalleled purport, 1737 by Prabhupada, he quotes from Manu Samhita. He says, he who gives permission, he who kills the animal, he who sells the slaughtered animal, he who cooks the animal, he who administers distribution of the foodstuff, and at last he who eats such cooked animal, this food, they are all murderers. All of them are liable to be punished by the laws of nature. Not just only the slaughterhouse. First, he who gives permission. Second, who kills the animal. Third, who sells in the slaughtered animal. Fourth, who cooks the animal. Who distributes the food everywhere. And the one who eats. They're all murderers. No one can create a living being despite all advancement of material science, right? No, we cannot, anybody can create, no. Therefore, no one has the right to kill a living being by one's independent whims. Do you understand the point? See, no one can create a living being, right? Then who gave you the right to kill a living being also? We should be very careful not to harm or hurt any living entity by our body, mind, and words. BMW. Always remember BMW. Body, mind, and words. If you're not able to do any good to others, at least we should refrain from doing, thinking, talking bad things for them. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 12.15, Yasmano dujate loko, lokano dujate chayah, harsha marsha bayo dueger, mukto yasachame priyah. He by whom no one is put into difficulty and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me. Krishna says, such people are very dear to me. That is, by whom no one is put into difficulty, who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, very dear to me. So let us all pray at the lotus feet, right, of all the gurus and everything, so that we can refrain from giving more difficult to others or pain by thoughts, words, and deeds. See, bhakti should go on always at all places. Devotional service can be performed everywhere. It is available everywhere. It is not here only or at home only. No. Nobody has got a monopoly over it. Everybody can perform. Those who are born have the birthright to perform devotional service. Only we are ignorant. So we are following so many other whims, which are not useful at all. Ignoring this important job of devotional service. So please make it very easy for the public at large and show that in any corner of existence, not only in this world, but any corner of material existence, this devotional service is very easy. It's much more easy than breathing. Devotional service is much more easy than breathing. See, you are sitting here and breathing. You may work in the office and you are breathing. You are running and you are breathing. You may be sleeping and you are breathing. Breathing never stops. Does it stop? It goes on always. So, devotional service should also go on always. How? That is shown in the verse 5.22. Another wonderful point is keep it simple. This word simple is simple, but we never make it, we always complicate things. This samsparshaja is a very nice word. Sparsha means touch. We always have the different types of touches. Like, I want to eat nice palatable food. Rasagullas, please me, because nice touch is there. We are sitting on a nice cushion seat, very, very comfortable. So this sparsha, sukh, the touch which gives a bit of happiness. Krishna says, dukkha yonaya evate. Everything we regard as happiness has its concomitant miseries. My Guru Maharaj in one of his lectures, he says, we are coming from those times when we are having a joint family. 25 people staying in one house. Nice building was there, but not a single chair was there. Everybody was sitting on the floor. Those who came to see us also sat on the floor. And it was very nice talking. We felt that we are all one. Suppose in this hall, in the program which we are having, suppose in this hall also, if you put sofa sets, hardly 3 or 4 people can sit. So we have to reduce the foam from our house. Keep it simple. We get diseases like arthritis and so many other diseases because we have lost the simplicity. Which also a very important thing is regulated freedom for food. How to have less touch. See, since tongue is there, right? Since tongue is there, we have to eat something. We cannot stop eating. But at the same time, Krishna is saying that touching session is the source of misery. Dukkha yona evate. Can anyone say how we can match this? That means we have to eat only Krishna prasadam. That is an austerity. Always eat Krishna prasadam. Offer it to Krishna and take it as prasadam. And Krishna asks, what has to be offered to Krishna? Patram pushpam phalam toyam, he says in the Bhagavad Gita. So it is again mentioned in scriptures. Prasadam adhigacchati. We are all trying to obtain his mercy, hungry for his mercy. Prasadam adhigacchati, right? So unless we are hungry for Krishna's mercy, we will never be able to carry on. Every second of our existence, Krishna is helping us. To breathe in and breathe out also, which is very important for our survival, right? He is helping us. The day he wants us to stop, nobody can give us a single breath. So everything depends on Krishna's mercy. But he has created our body. He says, Aham sarvasya prabhu mata sarvam pravartate. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this engage in my devotional service with all their heart. Let us hope we are all wise by now to recognize Krishna is the source of everything. That's why our whole attention is attracted towards Krishna. So he has given us Atma Vashaye Vidhe Atma. We are completely controlled in our habits. We are only working in the limits of our regulated freedom. Regarding prasadam also, Krishna has given us freedom that we should not touch anything which is not offered to Krishna. That goes without saying. And again, there is a limit to it. This is Vidheya Atma, regulated freedom. So this is the gift of Krishna to living entities. Because he knows how we should behave here and how we can be happy. When we buy cameras or any sound system or anything, always the company provides a booklet. So if you go through the booklet and you operate these things according to the instructions of the company, then it will give you very good results. Our bodies are also manufactured by Krishna. And so are all these planets. So Krishna gives the booklet in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So if we organize our life according to the tenets of this Bhagavad Gita booklet, then this body will give good results. Otherwise, it will be diseased. You will be at ease to follow the instructions of the booklet. And when I ignore the booklet's instructions, then trouble starts. I may break the camera, result will not be there. Same thing happens when we ignore the spiritual instructions. Regarding eating, Krishna has given the regulated freedom. He says, please don't touch the sinful things. Don't commit sins and fill up your belly. Committing sin of killing innocent animals, particularly the cows, is completely prohibited in his instructions. If you ignore this, then the concomitant misery will be there. The animal which you are putting in your stomach is also diseased. It has got material body. Material body is already always distressed, always diseased. So unknowingly, we are getting these diseases. So why can't we come to our senses regarding this? This is regulated freedom. If we don't follow this, then we are going to have the miseries of food poisoning, cholesterol. It doesn't mean that vegetarians don't get it. But the ratio of suffering is more in the meat eaters than in the vegetarians. See, our teeth are not suitable for eating the prey, right? The meat and all. We cannot kill the cow with the teeth. We have to use choppers. So this shows that it's not meant for our intestines. Our teeth is only for chewing the vegetables, not for consumption of meat. That is the regulated freedom. We should not touch meat, fish, and eggs. This is our first regulation. And this is regulated freedom for enjoyment of food. We cannot avoid consuming food, right? We may fast for a day or two, but we have to eat something. But there is a regulated freedom. So sanity is try to obey the laws of God to have a healthy life. This is a very important point, which is from this verse, when it is saying, that animal killing, because those days mantras were powerful. That's why, but nowadays they are killing just like that for eating purposes, sense gratification. So how difficult it becomes. That's why we are seeing so many killings and everything happening all around. It's full of sins. We should be following the instructions as given by in the booklet, Bhagavad Gita. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय, ताय गोपी वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभयेव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव. Thank you very much, Mataji, for this opportunity to glorify Krishna. Hare Krishna. Do you have anything to say in Christians, please? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. How I wish all this is instilled and inculcated in all the schools and the younger generation, where it will get percolated in the demonic society which is prevailing now. Hare
Yes.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Make use of Krishna's advice and exercise regulated freedom
Yes. Correct.
in
Mataji.
in all walks of life.
True. Just
Thank you,
follow.
Prabhuji.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you very much, Mataji. Stop here now. Thank you, Uttam Damodar Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Kalyani Mataji, Namo Mataji, Jyoti Mataji, Galaxy
Oh,
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I didn't have a comment. It is so mesmerizing. Every time we hear something new from you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, Prabhu.
Thank you, Gurudev Ki Jai, Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Hare
Very
Krishna.
encouraging to me. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, one thing.
Yes, Prabhu.
We are worse than donkeys, that means. So, we better improve, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Who is this Galaxy? Hare Krishna, is Prabhu Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Galaxy is the whole cosmic manifestation. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Prabhu Mataji. Stop here now. Thank you for joining and keeping up. Kanatra Srimad Bhagavatam. Vancha kalpatarubhya kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam. Hare Krishna.
Namo Namaha.